easier to start an online business where you're selling products, you're selling services, but you're not alone and there's a lot of competition. So how do you break through the noise?
How do you break through the noise?
I'll tell you. You can break through the noise.
She was waiting for that.
It's better when you team me up. You can break through the noise with your story because your story is unique and we want to hear it. Separate yourself from your competition and that noise by sharing it.
Your website is the best place for this info. It's your territory. You own it. You've got your domain name. You've got your website. It's your home. It's the natural first step that someone's going to take to learn more about you and your story. And do you go to the movies just to see how it ends?
Is that a trick question?
No, do you only go for the ending?
No.
Right? You go for the entire
I need that
thing.
character development. I need to feel the plot build. Good rom-com will do.
Right? Same thing with your business. You want to tell your entire story from the start to the pain, the struggles, the journey, the made it phase, all the different phases of your business that got you to where you are today. The best place for that is on your website. I know how you like it when I tee it up. So Emma, how do we tell a story on our website?
Well, first off, talk about the people behind the scenes. Talk about the people at your business. Talk about your story. It's unique.
Like all of them?
Yes, these guys here. It's as unique as a fingerprint. No one has the same struggles that you have, the same triumphs that you have. I feel very passionate about this, and you should too.
She's getting ready to get up out of her seat. Let's go.
No one has your story. So definitely talk about the people behind the scenes and what you all go through to make this business happen. So you'll want to take a brief moment to introduce yourself. And this is great because then it humanizes you and your brand. So tell your story, but be careful. Don't include all the boring details about your life. Just get to the point. Why did you start this? Who was behind the scenes? Who inspired you? And I actually want to show y'all a GoDaddy customer of ours. And I went to his story, his about section, and I loved it. If you go here, just his website usually has the about section and they have our story. If not, be sure to do that on your website. But this guy, and I love this because this is where the name comes from, Bridge and Burn. Eric had a plan for his life. He got his master's degree and he essentially turned in the PC to create fashion. And I love that the entrepreneur in him, it really celebrates bridge burners because it's entrepreneurs that are bold enough to step out on their own and they're not working for anybody else. They're a true entrepreneur. So they really have, they're the bridge burners out there. And so that's where their name originates. And then it goes into even how some of the fashion was inspired. Like one of his partners in Vancouver, where it's very cold, didn't want to sacrifice fashion. So they came up with the sophisticated hoodies, which I read about in here too, which I'm very intrigued by. I would love to know what makes a hoodie sophisticated. It's possible, you guys. It's possible.
And I love that. He talks about the entire journey that got him to that point. And it humanizes the business to where now as a consumer, I can relate to him and I trust him, which makes me more apt to buy from him.
Exactly. And this actually leads to our second step, to tell your story on your website. You teed it up nicely. Thank you. That's what you do. Focus on
my job.
Yeah. It's focus on connecting with your customers. So back to our dudes over at Bridge and Burn. I love that they do it. They make it very easy for you to connect right at the bottom of the page. They have not only one store location, but two, Portland and LA. And they also have their social media handles here. Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, make it very easy for that customer to connect and do their research. Because after all, customers, they're not just going to your website, they're going to your social media pages. They want to read reviews, see photos. Also, they're going to want to see user-generated content, like what do customers look like in your clothes? How do they wear it? How do they pair it?
And yeah, you hit on literally every point. They have their address, they have a phone number to contact you, they have their story, their about, their contact page there, they have their social media, they have every single point that makes it easy for someone visiting their site to connect with them.
Also their blog.
Also their blog, right? Like
Yeah.
in today's world, the barrier between the customer and the company is almost non-existent. Like it's so easy to just communicate and connect with them, especially with social media. Like Twitter, I think the average response time that someone's willing to wait is like 2 hours before they get frustrated and upset. Like it's so easy to just talk to a business now. Now, if you can humanize, like we said, that business and put really a face and a story behind it, it just helps you really stand out from the sea of noise that is all your competition.
Which is why user-generated content is so popular and so effective, which we have a video on that.
Make sure with your website that you're creating a shared experience and connection with your audience with all the points that we mentioned.
So this leads us to our final step, which is include your company values, because you don't want to just get on there and be like, hey, buy our stuff, spend all your money with us. Include things like the policies that you have, and also tell the story behind why you're doing it. And that's going to build this like transparent relationship with the next customer.
You really want to express the values on your website and show people why you do what you do. Simon Sinek has a just fantastic quote of, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And if you can express that to your audience and your target customers, they're more apt to really buy from you and just put their trust in you.
Hopefully these 3 tips can help you to tell your story on your website so you can start creating authentic and transparent connections with your customers.
And hey, tell us your story in the comments below. Smash that like button.
And be sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you're the first to know when our next episode comes out. This is a journey.